welcome to our podcast where we explore thought-provoking ideas and innovative perspectives in education. I, Shomini Das, educator at heart and a student of D.B.M.S College of Education. And today I am with Dr. Joohi Samrpita ma'am. Ma'am, it's an honor to have you steer this conversation. Let's begin.
Good morning, Sohini. Good morning.
So, ma'am, my first question is to you. How does the use of multilingualism enhance or challenge traditional subject learning?
Multilingualism is not a new concept. It was earlier also recommended by Radhakrishnan Commission, and that three-language formula we used to have earlier. And recently in National Education Policy 2020, this has been introduced in a big way. Earlier also, students were given option to study in, to pick up any three language. One was the state language, which is, another was of English or Hindi, and plus your mother tongue. Same concept has been reintroduced in NEP 2020. And it is now called regional language. Regional language promotes, it gives you opportunities to understand better, to understand, I know India is a land of diversity, and we have so many languages, so many states. You cannot compare it with other countries. You cannot say like Japan has one language, and there are many states. China has one language. There are many countries which has only one language, and this was also raised in our country that we should have one language and one nation. But looking at the vastness of our country and the diversity which we have, and diversity, linguistic diversity, I should say, then it's difficult to have one language. This was tried long time back, in I think 60s, late 60s. This was tried, that, but a lot of protests came from South Indian states.
Yes, South India.
South Indian states. They did not want Hindi to be the national language. और उसका नतीजा क्या हुआ? आज तक हिंदी हमारी राष्ट्रभाषा नहीं बन सकी. पहले था, जब you try to understand the background of the country first. India was ruled by the Britishers for a long time, more than 250 years, and naturally English became the official language. They were our rulers. Then when India became free, then our constitution makers and our leaders, they thought that, okay, शुरू के 15 साल हम लोग इंग्लिश को भी चलाते हैं और हिंदी को भी चलाते हैं. हिंदी and English both side by side should go on, and it was decided for first 15 years only. But it so happened कि जब next government आई after 15 years, they also said कि नहीं जैसा है वैसे ही चलने दो, इंग्लिश भी रहेगी, हिंदी भी रहेगी. India is not prepared to switch over to any one language, and somehow this was also a political decision, you can say, like looking at the vote bank and looking at the South states and Northeast states, they decided, okay, let's carry on with English. But English, ऐसे करते करते 15 years, then again another 15 years, another 10 years, extend करता चला गया, and English stayed in this country. And now it is the official language. It is, you can also say it's
we are following the Western pattern.
So now when we come to multilingualism, English is of course one subject, one language where you cannot go without English. So English तो है ही, हिंदी हमारे हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज के रूप में यूज किया जा रहा है, तो हिंदी भी है. देन कम्स द क्वेश्चन ऑफ रीजनल लैंग्वेज. रीजनल लैंग्वेज कैन बी अनदर लैंग्वेज which depends from which state or which region you are. So that becomes your regional language and your mother tongue also. Mother tongue में भी आप you have the liberty. So regional language, mother tongue, and this official language of the country. तीनों लैंग्वेज का अभी साथ साथ चल रहा है. NEP 2020 ने रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस को ज़्यादा फोकस किया. सो दैट your question was कि how does it enhance
traditional subject language.
You look at our state. So look at the state Jharkhand. We have so many tribals and they are all, many of them are now coming in the mainstream, but they don't have that exposure to other languages besides their regional language. So if they feel more comfortable in their regional language or in their mother tongue, you can say that. So it's good that they understand both the languages, their regional language also and official language also. English is now the working language. तो ज़्यादा लोगों को समझ में आता है अगर आप रीजनल लैंग्वेज में भी उनको नॉलेज दे रहे हैं, बुक्स प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं,
उनसे कम्युनिकेट कर
रहे हैं. You look in your class, see your class. Your class is also linguistic diversity. You can see in your class. And the students, those who are not very good in English, they want to learn in their own language. है ना?
इसे समझने में भी काफी इजी होता
है. I remember when I was at your age, and I asked my teacher once, like, what is the translation? What should we say? Jooha in English. जूठा हिंदी का कम वर्ड है जूठा. किसी ने खाना खा के छोड़ दिया या मुंह लगा कर छोड़ दिया तो वो जूठा हो जाता है. I asked my teacher, what is the translation for jutta in English? She said, no, there's no word. There's no word for jutta. अभी है, अब they have coined a word, but पहले नहीं था. I'm talking 50 years back. So I asked her why. सब words तो translate हो रहे हैं इंग्लिश में, तो इसको इंग्लिश में भी हम जूठा ही लिखेंगे. तो बोली कि there is no concept of जूठा in the Western world.
I see.
There is no, in their culture, in the Western culture, in Western world, there is no concept of jutta. So there is no, you cannot translate it into their language. ये चक्कर है regional language में. There are some words like you know very well this dictionary, Oxford Dictionary. Every year they include so many words in Oxford Dictionary, which is an English dictionary. But like words like pajama and words like paneer tikka, chicken tikka, these words are now included in Oxford Dictionary. है ना? Because
आजकल फॉरेनर्स लोग भी बोलते हैं मुझे पनीर टिक्का पसंद है,
because of
पालक पनीर.
So now officially these words have been accepted as it is. Paneer tikka is a Hindi word, लेकिन it has a place in Oxford Dictionary. है ना?
Yes,
it has been accepted. This helps in enhancing your knowledge, as you said. Regional subject words if we include in our official language. Pajama is not an English word, but it has been accepted. There are more than 1,000 words now, which are every year around 100 words are included in dictionary. from all over the world. English has adapted these words, and it is like these words are used extensively now.
Yes, ma'am.
है ना? तो multilingualism has its own advantages. जब हम लोग बहुत सारे languages जानते हैं, then it's very easy to communicate. जब हम बहुत सारे languages को समझ सकते हैं, बोल सकते हैं, लिख सकते हैं, then you are a more enlightened person. You become an intellectual. You have to, you can communicate with so many people if you understand three languages, 4 languages. So it's a good thing NEP has introduced, and it has focused it in the school syllabus also. For school students, it has become now compulsory to adopt any one regional language. But it has its own challenges. You were saying it has its own challenges. Challenges are there because sometimes we don't have teachers to teach in Mundari, in Jharkhand. If we look at our state, बहुत बार नहीं मिलते हैं.
तो इसमें भी काफी प्रॉब्लम
दिक्कत होती है. Text books are not available in regional languages. So how will students study? तो इस तरह के challenges भी हैं. But let's see, we are trying, our government is trying to meet these challenges also.
Yes, ma'am, that's a very good one. Now, my second question is, can language serve as a bridge between subjects that seems unrelated, such as like maths, and how?
Yes, subjects which are unrelated.
Like maths, like we can use symbols, numbers. So, किस तरह से ये चीज help करती है to understand the unrelated subjects?
Unrelated means in which language you want?
Like for example, maths. Like how language helps to bridge this gap in unrelated subjects.
Language means you are talking about English?
English, yeah, any other language.
School subject?
School subject.
Yes. वही तो मैं बता रही थी ना, जैसे लैंग्वेज मान लो टू ब्रिज द गैप, अगर बच्चे नहीं समझ रहे हैं,
जैसे मुझे कभी कभी मुश्किल होती है मैथ्स को समझने में, ये टीचर इंग्लिश में बोल रही है, अल्फाबेट्स बीच में आ जा रहे हैं, तो लैंग्वेज किस तरह से हेल्प करता है टू ब्रिज दिस अनरिलेटेड सब्जेक्ट?
Language helps a lot, and especially if you know the language of the child who is learning. If you understand his mother tongue, child's mother tongue, or then it becomes easier for the teacher to explain. ये बहुत है. जैसे मान लो, for example, you can say that the child understands only Spanish. Or in Indian context, you can take any language, South language, and the teacher doesn't know that language. Then it's a challenge. Then the teacher will say कि okay, रट जाओ. होता है ना, रट जाओ. नहीं समझ रहे हो, just learn it, mug it up, learn it by heart. So you cannot learn maths by heart. You can learn the formulas, but you cannot learn maths by heart.
Yes,
then it becomes difficult. But if the teacher understands the regional language, if the teacher understands the mother tongue of the child, and then she can explain it better. The language there bridges the gap. Then वो रटने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा, रटने की जरूरत नहीं होगी, वो हो सकता है.
हाँ, जैसे कि अभी चीफ मिनिस्टर रिसेंटली सेड दैट द गवर्नमेंट हैज मेड एनॉर्मस एफर्ट टू गिव द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस, जैसे कि हो, मुंडारी इत्यादि भाषाएं सिखाई जा रही है प्राइमरी स्कूलों में. तो इसमें आपका क्या विचार है? क्या एक अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है?
बहुत अच्छा.
एंड व्हाट एल्स डज दिस इनिशिएटिव कैन प्रमोट?
Yes, I was discussing multilingualism. I told you this. ये बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है, लेकिन जो challenges वही हैं कि there are we don't have enough teachers in these languages. We don't have many books in these languages. So challenges are there. If we meet the challenges, then there is more scope. I think I know like अभी तो कई स्कूलों में फ्रेंच सिखाने लगे हैं, and if a student understands French, he has better scope, better opportunities to go abroad. There are so many better jobs for him if a student understands French, Indian student understands French, है ना? तो उसी तरह से रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में भी you have I told you, I think there's a student in our college. She has done MA in Mundari, MA in Mundari, and now she is doing her B.Ed.
Regional teacher,
and she will be the first one to get job in Jharkhand. Because there are hardly any students who have done MA in Mundari with a B.Ed degree. With a B.Ed degree. So, of course, she has problems because in Mundari also she doesn't get good teachers. She was lucky she could do MA from some Jharkhand university only. But all the colleges are not teaching. All the colleges don't have this department at all. Even if a student wants to do take up regional language in graduation or in post-graduation level, where to go? Many universities, they don't offer. It certainly helps. It certainly helps. That is there. I can vouch for that. If you know 3-4 languages and if you don't know your regional language, it will take you to places.
Exactly.
It will take you to places.
How does multilingual enhance individual opportunities in education and career development?
That's what we discussed.
क्या आप कुछ examples दे सकते हैं?
Just now I gave you example career development का. Mundari says multilingualism, regionalism, regional language is included in multilingualism also.
Yeah.
So the more language you know. I'll give you a personal example. In USA, my grandchildren, they go to school, very small, 3 years, 4 years children, and at home they speak Hindi or Tamil. Mother tongue Hindi, or mother tongue is Tamil, Hindi is father tongue, and English, because they are in US, so they have to interact in English. And when the child goes to school, the class teacher is Spanish. Class teacher is Spanish. She uses more of Spanish while teaching, while playing, while interacting with children. So now the child, just 3-year-old, he has picked up Spanish. And when he comes home, he says numbers in Spanish, which the parents don't understand. But think from his perspective, he is learning 4 languages at a time. At the age of 3, he is learning picking up 4 languages: English, Hindi, Tamil, and Spanish. So the scope and
has widened.
Communication with people certainly goes up. You can interact with many more people when you know that. And even in India, you see interpreters. We need interpreters when foreign dignitaries come to our country.
Translators,
President,
Prime Minister.
So we need people who understand international languages. So multilingualism is a very good concept. Every child should know two languages besides mother tongue.
Mother tongue. Exactly.
At least two languages besides mother tongue.
Very good one. My last question is, could adopting a single global language benefit international collaboration, or would it harm cultural diversity?
One language for the entire world. Global language.
International.
International.
It helps for international collaboration, but would it bring harm to the cultural diversity?
It doesn't harm the cultural diversity, but yes, because of cultural diversity, you can say that because of cultural diversity, people are not ready to accept one language for the entire. Generally हम लोग सोचते हैं कि इंग्लिश अगर आप जानते हैं तो पूरी दुनिया घूम सकते हैं. No, there are countries which they don't understand English. Go to France, Japan, or even China. They don't. Many of them they don't understand English, and they are not ready to accept English as global language. They are not ready to accept. So again, I would say that multilingualism is a good thing. We cannot have one language, one nation. So one language for one global language is also
not possible.
Acceptable. It's not acceptable.
And that brings us to the end of our podcast. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable insight. And I hope...
Thank you so much. You have brought up many interesting questions.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I hope our conversation has enlightened you and also helped you to understand the importance of language in our learning experience. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Suji.